Hey, what's up everybody? Listen, we are checking out the Garrison in downtown Pineville today. Now, it's actually the sister company to Margot's, which we did a video last week. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check it out. Today we're gonna do a tasting of some of the food. We're gonna check out some of the cocktails. We are going to talk to the owner, Kevin, and find out a little bit about how the Garrison all came about 2 years ago and some of the success that they've had and challenges and really what's next on the horizon for them. So let's go take a look. Well, Kevin, Margot's did not let me down. As always, the food was amazing. But I wasn't gonna let you get off the hook without talking about your newest concept, which is the Garrison. And honestly, it kind of feels like more of a public house kind of feel in here.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the idea behind this.
Well, it's really great that it's next door to the Margot's, and it saves me a lot of time and energy. And I don't know how restaurateurs do it being across town from each other, restaurants. But this building became available, and really I hate competition. And so I snatched it up before anybody else could really get to it. And I converted it into this concept with a cocktail bar, like a public house you're talking about. And it's a restaurant, and we hired a fantastic chef. David Sullivan has been our chef for quite some time now, and he's really transformed the menu. A little bit of a southern taste to it, but really American style food. Burgers, great wings, great steaks, scallops, and salmon.
Yeah, and I mean, again, another fantastic job with the upfit. I mean, the building's beautiful and the way that you have it laid out. I love it. It's got kind of a open, kind of airy feel, but also a little swanky and kind of mysterious. So I love some of the vibe that you have going on in here. So when you opened this, how long have you guys been open?
2 years.
2 years, perfect. So 4 years at Margot's, 2 years here. You've been busy.
Yeah. And we didn't slow down. And you know, the Garrison, kind of a little bit of a takeoff of the Peaky Blinders name. Okay. My family's Irish, you know, and came about like Peaky Blinders around 1860s, coming from Ireland to Liverpool and over to the United States. And the Garrison is actually a pub over in Birmingham, England. And the Irish went over, started that, the Peaky Blinders story. And so we kind of
ran with it.
Yeah,
because it became popular over the past couple of years, the Netflix show. But so I love that. So tell me a little bit about, you know, as you guys started to open this concept, you made a joke earlier, we were laughing, you said you don't even have keys to your buildings. I said it was intentional for your team, but you know, really kind of in all seriousness, kind of going in between the two businesses, the convenience of them being side by side, but how has that process been? Obviously opening a restaurant, I can't imagine, it's challenges on its own, but you know, talk to me a little bit about the challenges that you ran into maybe and kind of, you know, how you guys came through some of that.
Yeah, you know, number one, it was, this was a restaurant prior to us taking it over, and unfortunately it wasn't successful for the previous owner. But so that was the big question mark. I mean, is Pineville big enough to maintain 2 restaurants? And were we gonna take some of the rest business from Margot's and bring it over to the Garrison? And that was always a big concern. So we really wanted to differentiate the 2 concepts. And so we did, and fortunate for us, people are either Margot's people or Garrison people. And so we really have 2 different crowds. And it's really worked out really well. We haven't cannibalized the business at all, and we've doubled our business, and it's been successful.
So Kevin, before we go to taste some food, I am gonna put you on the spot, and I know you're safe with it. You've got something else up your sleeve that's coming pretty soon, hopefully, right?
Yeah,
Talk to me about
it's really great. We have a plan to put a rooftop bar on top of Margot's. You know, we don't have much expansion space. We've got some tables out front for the cafe. We can't go out back, we can't go right, can't go left, so the only way to go is up. And so we've hired an architectural firm and a structural engineering firm. We've got the plans done from an architectural side. I've seen some sketches and drawings. It's really beautiful, but we do plan on putting a rooftop bar on top of Margot's and really make it a 365 bar. It'll be enclosed. We'll have some public space. We'll also have some function space for some private events. And I guess we're looking at maybe spring of 2025 for that to open.
Okay. Well, I didn't tell you about that before we came today, but you guys heard it here first. So that's fantastic. Again, just another layer into what you have going on. I like how you're keeping it tight. I know it's kind of just working out for convenience purposes, but it'll help you out when you get too busy to start seating people and people have a way to get some business there. But hey, let's go check out some food. So both of these look fantastic. I will go ahead and tell you I'm always going to be partial towards the bourbon, so I'm probably going to enjoy the old fashioned there. But Tell me a little bit about what we have going on. First of all, presentation, top notch. I love the dried fruits and kind of setting the base for everything else that you have going on here. So tell me what you got going on, what we're gonna taste.
So this is our famous wild berry refresher. When you're here, you get your choice of vodka, gin, or tequila. This time I did tequila for you.
Okay.
It's our house-made wild berry syrup. All of our syrups are house-made, even our dried fruits. Everything is done in-house, and we want to present that to everyone that comes in. That's our big thing. Everything's authentic when it comes to the food, to the bar. Everything we take very seriously. So it has strawberries, blueberries, there's some raspberry, a little touch of cinnamon, which hits the back notes.
Okay.
And then just a little bit of lemon juice just to kind of cut that sweetness. And that's it. It's pretty simple, straightforward for you.
You know, on any given day, I wouldn't go to a cocktail that was sweet forward. But surprisingly, this one's good. It's a good balance. It's not too sweet. And you can still pick up on the tequila. You said the lemon is where it balances out? Okay.
That's one of your key components when building any cocktail. You should have some sort of citrus so everything has that balance and the harmony at the end. So you're not just getting just sweet, just citrus, just your spirit. Everything has to have that nice balance.
All right, so let's go to the classic. As I mentioned, always a good go-to for me, anything that is bourbon based. So I'll hold on to that fruit because it's trying to jump towards me. And legit cherries. You're not just throwing, you know, off the shelf cherries in there and a little red stem. So
the Amarena, they just add like a little bit, just something special to them.
I was gonna ask which one they were.
The Amarena cherries,
okay, got it. Excellent. Good balance on the old fashioned. Again, I've had them where they're too sweet. That's a big turn off, but this one's great. Good balance on both cocktails. As I mentioned, highly surprised on the refresher because it wouldn't be my go-to, but that's really good. Definitely, I could see during the summer, the hotter months, or sitting out on the patio.
Oh, that's where you gotta go.
Fantastic opportunity there, yes. So thank you so much, I appreciate it. So, well, those cocktails were fantastic. Now I definitely gotta get some food in my stomach because 2 cocktails, and that was a lot here. But another thing that's very evident both from eating at Margot's and now at the Garrison here is the serving size. You get your money's worth here, and you've got to bring your appetite when you come, so let's dig in. So the first thing we have is the Garrison burger. As you can see, it has a nice runny egg on it. So some bacon, some rabbit food, and then house potato chips, one of my favorites. We've got the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, and then we have the seared scallops with risotto, and it all smells and looks fantastic. So we're gonna dig in. I'm actually gonna start and let's see, I'm gonna actually start with the burger. So of course I'm gonna it's gonna be a little messy. This is one of those that you probably eventually will resort to a knife and fork. Now I don't want any hate comments in the comments about me using a knife and fork on a burger, but definitely a large size burger. Delicious. It's definitely a mouthful, and it will require cutting in half, but definitely delicious. The egg on the burger just takes it over the top. Great bacon, great egg. Get a quick bite of the scallops. One of my biggest fears with scallops is going and having them overcooked. Then they get all rubbery and everything. These are delicious, perfectly cooked, nice and tender. I like the crisp sear on the outside of them. An excellent flavor. It's like a mushroom risotto. It's with it. Some citrus that you can taste in it. Top notch. And now this is actually like a newer kind of seasonal item that they're doing. It's these Philly egg rolls. Use my fingers. I think it's the only way to go with the dip here. Check it out. Some beer cheese. Steak's got good flavor to it. So some good flavoring on the steak. The beer cheese is fantastic. Really good. Delicious. Hot. Hey, look, as you can tell, I didn't prepare for this. This is a lot more food than I anticipated, and I'm gonna give it my all. Before I let you go, if this is something that seems like it's your vibe, you're thinking maybe Pineville might be an opportunity with you. It's very close to Charlotte, and it gives you that small town vibes. Lots of stuff going on here, and a huge runway as Pineville, the city of, is committed, as well as local owners such as Kevin are committed to continuing to revitalize Pineville and provide more offerings for the Pineville community and those visiting. If you haven't seen part 1, we actually spotlighted Margot's. That's really where the story, the journey starts, with Kevin opening Margot's 4 years ago, and really putting the restaurant scene on the map here for Pineville. And then now the Garrison 2 years ago opening up and just doing fantastic. The food's great, the drink is great at both restaurants, and the vibe is something you definitely have to check out. Hit me up in my DMs or the number below if you want any more information about Pineville or what could be, including over 700 apartment units that are coming just walking distance around the corner from downtown. Subscribe, like this if you want to see more videos like this one, and we can't wait to bring you what we have coming next. Take care.